Welcome into Everything Auburn. Welcome back to a new year. I was told that it's the first time you see somebody, you can still say Happy New Year. So Happy New Year. I want to be the last one to tell you all year. And we're excited to start a new year of Everything Auburn. We're super excited to have some new guests. The podcast, we get to speak to members of the Auburn family every single month. And we're starting off with another fun one today. I have Keegan Ashbee, the Assistant Director of Competitive Sports. Got it right?
Yes, sir.
And I have Student Leader Extraordinaire and Program Assistant, but Student Leader Extraordinaire is what we're campaigning for your new title.
Sure, of
Jake
course.
Yohn joining me today. Welcome to the Everything Auburn Podcast.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Well, we're here to talk everything rec and wellness. We thought January, people have New Year's resolutions, and everybody has, I'm going to ride a bike, go out, work out, play some sports. So why not get some rec and wellness, competitive sports? You don't do non-competitive sports, so no friendly card games.
Correct.
Just competitive sports.
The competitions is where we excel in, yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome and joining us today. So walk us through, what is your life's like? What is it you do here at Auburn with competitive sports? Let's start over there.
Yeah, so I help hire, train, develop the students and employees who run the programs in the evening. Our programs run from about 5 o'clock at night until 11 o'clock at night. So we need people there to make sure they're safe, to make sure it's fair competition, to make sure that if there's any injuries, they're there to take care of them. Awesome. So we have about 100 student employees.
Would you say that people go pretty hard in intramural sports?
I mean,
injuries,
never once.
Intensity, it happens.
I don't think anyone's ever taken it too far. Or anything. No,
never happened.
They're trying to win that T-shirt. Trying to win that T-shirt. So yeah, again, sports brings out something different in people. Obviously, and it's a passion that people have had. They've played for forever, and they may not have decided to continue their athletic endeavors after high school and come to a great school like Auburn, and they can come out and play flag football or basketball. And there's a lot of passion out there, for
Absolutely.
sure.
And one of the cool things you get to do is you hire the people that actually get to do it.
Yeah.
And as you've told me already, Jake is the one who runs it here.
Yeah.
So
You said that?
Yep, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Get that
Jake
in
runs the
writing.
thing. Yep, that's why you're here.
Sounds good.
So walk me through what you're, as a student, I'm sure
Yeah.
you have a very interesting perspective, but also as someone who kind of oversees these major endeavors.
It's definitely an interesting job. You're reffing your classmates, your people that you see on campus all the time. My job specifically is program assistant, so I'm kind of the bridge between the adult full-time staff and the students that are just there, less than 20 hours a week. So I help run the trainings and, prepare for all the different kind of stuff that could happen out there on the fields, whether it be the Sportsplex, the IM fields, the Rec and Wellness Center down the street. But I still get to ref and still get to do kind of the job that I started out in as an assistant and a supervisor. So that's been really cool. People still I run into people that I've ref for 4 years, and they ask me are you going to be at basketball this year? I'm like, yep, just like every year.
So you mentioned it earlier already. Is one thing that we've talked about before, which I think is one of my favorite things that y'all do, is the play for the shirt concept.
Yeah,
which is so cool. So if you could tell us a little bit about that, because I think that is, I never got one. I think in my entire 3 years of participating in intramural sports, I think across 3 or 4 sports over 3 or 4 years, I think we won 1 game, period. We were not a good team, but we tried. We were really good triers.
Yeah.
But we didn't win
It's important.
shirt. It is.
Yeah, I think that is a really cool part of it, just because you see people on campus with, depending on the year, this style. We have one for each semester, so it usually is kind of the same design, but one's a different color, so blue and orange for the fall and the spring. And so when you see someone on campus with that shirt, you can kind of figure out what sport they were playing. Mm-hmm. You can kind of start a conversation. And it is obviously kind of a little bit of a social kind of credit. In class, I see people wear it all the time. At the rec, if we're playing pickup basketball and you have a shirt on, I'm probably going to add you to my team.
That's the first pick.
Yeah. You're probably going to be the first pick. As a ref, I'll get some. If you're reffing that game, you'll get to grab one. So I have all the old ones from a while ago. So I guess it's a little less cheap that I have them, but.
There's got to be some perks, Yeah,
you got to have something. We have to get something.
It's a hard job to referee.
Absolutely.
You see them going to class on a Monday morning, and then Monday evening you're refereeing, whether it's basketball or flag football, and it's a pretty cool thing to do. And 5 or 6 week leagues depending on the sport, go into a playoff bracket, and it's a lot of fun. We try to make it exciting for them. We try to make it an event for them. We try to live stream games, things like that anything that we can do. So
yeah, got to get mom and dad to watch my highlight reel.
Oh yeah.
Or just show up. A lot of parents and grandparents I've seen show up. I know someone that had their dad fly out. I don't think they were going to visit for a little bit longer, but they're
coming out for the game, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's coming out for the game. So we've talked a lot over the last few months, just looking at some intramural stuff and club sport stuff. And Keegan, you've had some really interesting insight as to the amount of people that participate, and just the sheer number of students that participate, as well as some of the we'll call them unexpected benefits of participation that, you don't think playing football or basketball on a Tuesday night can help you in your math class, but maybe it can.
Yeah, there's a lot of studies out there, if you wanted to break it down, about how obviously activity can help you inside and outside the classroom. I'm really big on that. Obviously, it's January, right? We got a lot of resolutions out there, a lot of things, new year, new me type things. I really love it. You take an hour away from studying, you go out, you run around, you get some activity. Not only do you get to hang out with your friends, you get that physical activity, and it really kind of helps kind of reset you. So when you're done, you can go get hopefully a good dinner, go back to studying, get ready for your classes, tests, whatever you may have the next day or that night. So there's definitely some studies that show that that physical activity is huge. And it doesn't have to be run a marathon every single night. That's
good. I'm glad. Because
every person's going to have their own thing, right? Some people love to run. I am not a runner. You will not see me just out running around campus just because. That's not something I'll do. But finding your own place and your own way to stay fit and stay active is really huge. And one of the side effects of intramural sports that we really appreciate.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I'm kind of in the, I usually will run if I'm being chased. But yeah, getting out and doing some touching grass.
Yeah.
It's a great time. But so, we have intramural sports. But another thing that you're also heavily involved in is club sports, which is a whole nother territory of what you're kind of encompasses in your world.
Oh yeah.
What's the club sport element to rec and wellness to the university and to the life of the university students?
So the way we like to break it down is, if you think about it, I believe Auburn varsity sports is about 17, 18 sports, just under 20.
I think 18 sounds right.
Yeah, so there's 18 sports that obviously they're playing for an SEC championship, a national championship, and we've had plenty of those here at Auburn, right? They are practicing, going to class every single day, hours upon hours, scholarships, those types of things, right? The next level would be our club sport athletes. Our club sport athletes were high-level athletes at high school that love whatever sport they may enjoy. We've got 44 different clubs. So your lacrosses, your soccer, volleyball, pickleball. There's so many different sports that we offer, and they were high-level athletes at high school that want to continue that. May have had opportunities to play at Division II or Division III or even Division I, but they decided, you know what, Auburn is the place for me. So we have the opportunity to continue playing, and they practice 2, 3, 4 days a week, depending on the club. They still travel regionally. They still travel nationally. They compete for national championships in their governing body. We've had a handful of national championships in the last few years. We've had individual national championships like swimming and diving type things. We've had our rugby team won, I believe it was about 4.5 years ago, they won the national championship. We've had bass fishing's won national championship. We've got a lot of different national champions, and it may not be the SEC, but it's the governing body for that sport, and they can compete at a high level. And then you have our intramural sports where, like we talked about, some of them, they really want to win that T-shirt. They're out there practicing 3 nights a week. They're out in the fields, whatever it might be. But a lot of them show up 25 minutes before their game. You do a little bit of stretching, do a little jogging. Hopefully do something. And then they play for the 45 minutes to an hour that the game takes, and they're done for the week. And there's a place for everybody. And obviously with club sports, there's 44 of them. We've got some amazing facilities that on the weekends, we've got thousands of people coming to watch our different games, especially at the brand new gorgeous facility over there.
One of I was not a club sport guy, but I had 3 roommates in college here who were, and they were all 3 of them. It was so interesting because they all were on the rowing team. Yeah. And I knew all 3 of them in high school as well, and they weren't rowers. And then they joined the rowing club team. It was their favorite thing. I really loved at like 4 a.m. when they got up and I heard their cars start and they were getting up and I was like, I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing that. And they went into, and then it was at one point they were president, vice president, and secretary. And it was, they loved it. It was their whole, it became a personality trait of theirs and it changed like their life because they did this club sport and it was so cool to watch. And especially cool to not be waking up at 4 a.m. for me personally. But, well, I would also be curious from both your perspectives. You think you have an interesting perspective on how intramural sports, club sports, how it's grown, how it's changed over your time being involved with it, you know, hopes and aspirations of where it will go, and what you've kind of seen and what you've put into it to make it grow.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, it's weird being a senior now and realizing how long I've been here and how many semesters of like intramural sports I've been a part of. I still think even from the start it was very competitive. I think what I've noticed recently is kind of the personalization and like kind of the branding of each team. Now I see a lot of Instagram like hype pages.
Yes, sir.
I see a lot more kind of buy-in.
That's my kind of territory right there.
Like the reels and like the edits, and I think that's just kind of coming with the times. But I think I see a lot more kind of buy-in from these people's like friends and family groups and that kind of stuff. And so you see a lot more connection with the campus of like different organizations now have, I think, a lot more consistent teams. So you'll see like different clubs have, you know, they're always going to have this team play this and this and this. And I think that's really cool just because you get to meet a lot more people, especially as a ref. You get to, there's so many times I go to class or like for the first time or just walking on the concourse and I kind of make eye contact with someone. And I go, we know each other, and eventually you grow that relationship where you can, you know each other by name. And so it kind of makes the whole experience better. But yeah, definitely from the start, it was always really competitive when I first got here, but I think it's definitely gotten a little more, you know, brand focused, and, and hopefully we can kind of build on that and just kind of make more connections with different groups. Keegan talked earlier about, you know, live streaming the champ games and with like, you know, Weagle and these things like that. I think that's something that I want to see kind of grow a little bit more, making championship nights more and more exciting, including more sports clubs and things like that. Like we talked about getting the stats club involved. And so as long as they like inflate my basketball stats, I think they can be involved. But things like that. So like having the Plainsmen out, you know, covering playoff games, like who's going to win, who's got a good storyline. I think y'all with marketing have done a really good job of, you know, highlighting this semester, and so hopefully that will kind of build, and that's kind of where I see us going.
When I was a student, we had a group of people. It was I was in student media, so I did Weagle and I did Eagle Eye. It was just a student media group that did it, and it was really cool. It ingrained me into this group and really made me stay. And part of the reason I do what I do is because I did the stuff here when I was a student. But like I said, we were not very good. We knew that it was mostly of the sports staffs of here that did those, did the intramurals, and we knew the sports really well. We were really good. We knew the strategy. We knew the concepts. I knew the routes. Man, we really should stick to TV, I think is what we should have done. And then Keegan, I'd be curious what your perspective, you know, come and seeing how it's changed, how it's grown, where you want to see it, especially coming out of like 2020 into now, and how it's really changed a lot. But you told me, well, I cannot remember the number. I'm put you on the spot on what the number is, but you have an insane amount of participants, and it's grown every year.
It continues to grow. I believe last year we were something over 7,500 unique people participate in intramurals and club sports. I mean, almost a quarter of the student population, right?
That's absolutely insane.
So yeah, obviously we've changed a lot since I've gotten here, and Jake talked a lot about the participant side of things, and I wholeheartedly agree. We want to make it an event. We want to make it something that they enjoy, that they want to come to. For me, the big side has been the staff. I mean, when I first started, I think the first staff meeting we had 7 people.
Wow. And
I think our last staff meeting we were at 94, I believe.
That's a bit of a jump.
Little bit of growth.
A little bit.
So, and the cool thing for me is the people in that room, the students in that room, they may graduate and never put on a pair of stripes ever again. But I think the things that being an official really help with, right? There's no other job on campus that your fellow students are yelling and screaming at you 50% of the time.
Yeah, that's on a good night.
On a good night, right? Yeah. So having that hard conversation with your fellow student of, hey, I agree, this was a tough play, but this is what I saw. It may not be right, but this is what I saw. Having those students grow, and we've seen, Jake and I can highlight student after student after student, their personal growth.
Right.
Students who are very keep to themselves, may not be outgoing, and then a semester with us or a year with us, and they are out in front, they're leading, they're growing. So and those are the things that I love. So obviously, I mean, we're in the middle of registration right now for basketball. I think we're already over 140 teams. That's 15 or 20 more than we had last year.
Awesome.
Being in everything school's great, right? You love seeing different sports, but like I get to help students every single night kind of go through that growth to become a successful student once they graduate.
That's beautiful. Well, then with that in mind, Jake, I'm put you on the spot now. If you could make kind of, we want people to participate any way we can, right?
Yeah.
Why would you suggest students get involved in the leadership side, in the organization side, to be a ref, to be part of the behind the scenes that actually puts this massive endeavor on?
Yeah, like Keegan said, I mean, it's such a unique job that teaches you so much. Every night is different. Just like easy stuff off the top, like it's an on-campus job. And they work with your hours really, really well. I think that's just straight up is going to be our best sell. But more than that, when you really get into it, I mean, you learn so much about how to deal with people, how to talk with people, how to make those connections, understanding, where other people are coming from, putting yourself in their shoes. My mom's favorite word is empathy. And she always talks about that. And you really have to be really empathetic, saying like, hey, maybe this guy had a really rough night or rough day in the classroom. And, he really wanted to win this game and it's not going well for him. He's like, 0 for 7 from 3. And how are you going to talk to him and be the bigger person in that situation and really kind of connect and say like, hey, I understand you're frustrated, but like, how are we going to move past that? Those skills, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. I mean, that is really, really helpful. I'm, like Keegan said, I'm probably not going to ref much after college, if any. And, my stuff is, I'm going to hopefully work in politics and that's really what that is.
People aren't passionate about that either.
That is a really good point. I've never had any,
no arguments in politics whatsoever.
No. Yeah. There's no correlation.
No translatable qualities.
Yeah. But like Jake said, we've got people of all spectrums and all majors that are working for us. And it's really cool because, if you have an engineer, you have to take the information that's provided with you, make a decision and go with it.
Absolutely.
And that's what they do in a basketball game 200 times a night. And being comfortable with making those decisions is tough, and it's a skill to grow. And something like officiating, the skills that our students learn is awesome for their growth.
Wonderful. Well, there's another slight left turn here, but another thing, I know you've been studying up on it. Make sure you got it right here. It's more than just intramural sports and club sports. There's other programming that exists out there that you can participate in. If playing football is not your thing, totally fine. What are some of those other activities that there are that you guys also kind of help put on and make sure that students they're able to participate in? Yeah,
the Rec Wellness Center has so many different things that you can do, and like we talked about earlier, everybody has their own way to move and to be active. We've got the outdoor program, we've got group fitness. I'm not going to mess this up. War, Eagle, WAD. Try to say that 5 times fast.
I will not.
Workout of the day, right? So you come, you work out, you move. There's certified instructors that can help you, whether this is your first time working out ever, because it's 2026, we want to get better, right? Or you are a fitness champion who's been doing it for 10, 15 years. We have certified group fitness instructors in the room with you, guiding you through the workout and helping. The thing I love is they plan the workout and they just tell me what to do.
Oh,
so I don't have to get a plan and get a program.
Turn
and
my brain off.
Exactly, right? We have other things, yin yoga. So some stretching, some flexibility, be comfortable out there. Obviously, if you're sitting in a classroom for 2 or 3 hours or whatever it might be, you can go in and get flexible and kind of get back and ready to go.
I hear stretching is important.
It is. It is.
I've heard that is the case.
So our group fitness classes are awesome. I think there's over 80 each week throughout the day. So there's opportunities for people to participate in whatever way they're interested in. And I think that's really cool. It's the opportunities Auburn students have at the Rec and Wellness Center just keep growing.
Right.
We take feedback, we new machines, new equipment. If you want to go and pick up the 125-pound dumbbells, go for it.
I'm good.
I think you're ready for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been practicing lifting my 2-year-old up, but she's not quite at that weight yet. Not yet. I've been feeding her, but not that much.
All the protein.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many different options, and the best thing is you can, if you're new to fitness, if you're new to trying to be active, we've got personal trainers, we've got wellness coaches, we've got any different things that can help you feel more comfortable in the gym, because you walk into a big space of 250,000 square feet, and it can be intimidating the first time.
I would imagine that's probably one of the biggest barriers.
Yes.
Is just starting.
Yeah.
For sure.
Having a wellness coach or a personal trainer or even a group fitness instructor to lead you through some things, I think that's the best way to get started, because you have someone who knows what they're doing, who's going to make sure you're safe while doing it. And then once you get comfortable, then you can start branching out on your own. There's so many different ways to work out or to be active nowadays, and we've got empty spaces and people go and there's dancing and there's all kinds of movement that people do in our facility. So it's really great to see the different options that they have.
And this is a wonderful opportunity to brag a little bit, because I know that Rec and Wellness Center is a non-insignificant reason why a lot of people pick Auburn, because this is an incredible facility. As well as I'm a bit jealous because I didn't have it when I was a student, but the new IM facility as well is also absolutely incredible. We get the turf fields, all the LED lights out there. It's really some incredible investment getting put into it.
And that's one of the things that I'm glad you brought up, because the Sportsplex, 5 turf fields, multi-purpose fields, it's open to students. If you can get in the rec center, you can get in the Sportsplex. Now we have obviously our club sport practices that kind of reserve certain times because they're competing state, region, nationwide. But there's usually, we try to keep an open field so people can go play whatever they want. There was a gentleman who was always out there in the fall who loved kicking field goals.
Bring it on, man.
He'd go down to the rugby poles or rugby goals, and you'd see them just for hours just kicking field goals. It's what he loved to do. So you know what? Go for it, right? He's an Auburn student. He's allowed to get in. Great for him.
Awesome.
So yeah, that facility is awesome. Love being out there, and our club teams are like begging for other clubs to come, and they want to come see it, because it's just our maintenance team, our facilities are great.
Yeah. Well, we're getting up here on time here, but I want to get one more question for you each here. And this is, for some, the easiest question, for some, the hardest question. So we'll see how it goes, but it's my favorite. It's the thing I love to ask people, which is why you're here. How is it you got to Auburn? What's the path it took you to get here? What brought you here? What's keeping you here? What are some of those things why you pick Auburn? So Keegan's been talking a lot, so we'll give Keegan's voice a break for a second here. And how'd you end up here at Auburn? Looking back, senior year, it's coming to a close.
Keep mentioning that.
Bring back. I don't want to put pressure on you.
I got an email about graduation this morning.
Oh, that's depressing.
About the schedule.
That's really like, oh man, it's already closing up.
There wasn't an option to say like report as spam or anything, so I guess I actually have to go.
Gotta process that.
I have a pretty normal Auburn story. I think, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's more indicative of how special this place is.
I agree.
I grew up in Montgomery to a very through and through Auburn family. My dad, his 2 brothers went here. My brother was graduating college as I was graduating high school, and I didn't look many other places, but I would come up here on the weekends and visit my brother. And one of the coolest interesting tie-ins actually was that one of the times he was like, let's go to the IM Champ Night and watch basketball. And
yes, sir.
The weird thing about my family is that my brother worked for Keegan, had the same job I do as a referee. And he got that job because my dad had the same job when he was here at Auburn in the 80s, who his older brother also had that job. So for some reason I have
runs in the family.
For some reason it runs in the family, which is just
bunch
really
of zebras in this house.
It's a little strange, but I always felt at home here. I always really enjoyed the campus and the people and kind of what Auburn's all about, the creed and all those different things. And so I've come here, gotten pretty involved with obviously this job, but other things on campus with student government, and I was a student recruiter for a little bit, and so just really enjoy buying in. And so it's been cool to kind of do that full circle family thing and be back here now as a senior. But Thank you for bringing up that I'm a senior. I really appreciate it.
I hate to do it to you. I hate to do it to
Reminder.
you. But it's just starting. So,
Yeah.
you get the whole semester to, live it up and enjoy it. I loved being here so much that I came back.
Yeah.
Not as a student, but like I left Auburn I was gone for a couple years. And the opportunity came back to work here again. And me and my wife both, we had to come back because it's both of our favorite place.
Yeah.
So just because you're done doesn't mean you have to leave. That's all I got to say there.
We talk about graduation, and it's happy and sad for us because,
Absolutely.
again, his brother worked for us, and he was one of the first employees I met when I got here. And we want them to graduate. We want them to grow. But there's also some of them we would love just hold on to them for another year or so
100%.
and keep working for us. But, I was looking for a new opportunity, a new challenge. Honestly, I saw the Sportsplex when I first came and visited, and the opportunity to offer club sports, intramural sports at that facility was one of the biggest things that sold me. So you talk about the recreation.
It's hard to beat, man.
You talk about the wellness center and how people come on their visits, and I think that's one of the unique things. I've been to many different institutions across the nation through our governing body, and the amount of people that come just to walk through the recreation center. We have membership staff that give tours daily.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a major stop on the college tour process. My cousin came down, and he was between here and another school that we won't name, and he saw this facility and just loved it.
Right.
And just loved it. So it's a really cool opportunity to help program and we've grown. I believe we've added about 18 clubs since I've been here. Don't quote me on that number, but we started out a little smaller, and then we continue adding and continue growing. So like I said, there's only great things at the Sportsplex, and trying to be a part of the Auburn students and how we can make them successful on the field and off the field. And that was one of the cool things. I love listening and hearing when I was on my interview about the creed.
Yeah.
That really hit hard for me, and believing in that and wanting to help people. And I think that's something that was really interesting.
It's been a common thread on this podcast in the year and a half I've been doing it is people talking about the creed. And I've worked for other universities, been elsewhere, and I'd go to another university at work, and I'd look for the creed. I'm like, well, what's y'all's creed? What's y'all's thing? And I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I realized how unique that was. I didn't realize how unique it was here because I've grown up my whole life hearing it. And to leave somewhere and they don't have that, like, this is what we believe. This is the Bible this is it right here, I was very surprised that other people don't have that sort of thing. And it really resonated more when I didn't have it than when I did. It was very strange. And then, yes, you're right. The rec and wellness. I have a personal pain point of people saying, oh, we're the best. I'm like, no, when you say you're the best, there's only one best. Not everybody can say they're the best. So I don't like saying the best unless it truly is. And the rec and wellness is one of those things that, like, you can really say it about because it is an incredible area and facility. Well, then last thing I kind of want to talk about is how do we get involved, right? Yeah. So if I want to be involved as a student worker, if I want to be installed as a participant, how do I register? Where do I go? What are my next steps?
Yeah, the Recreation Wellness website is going to be your one-stop shop, right? We have a portion of that website called RWC Connect. When you log on to RWC Connect, you'll see it's about 12 different options. It's intramurals, it's clubs, it's outdoors, it's group fitness. That'll be where you log in, you register, whether you want to create a team, whether you want to join a team, whether you want to join a group fitness class, whether you want to go kayaking, whatever might have that we offer. That is the place to go. So we obviously are here to help our membership team at the front desk at the Wellness Center. They can answer any question as well and get you in touch with the person you need to be in touch with. But RWC Connect is definitely the place where you can get registered. It has all of our contact information and how to get moving.
And if you're looking to make a team, or if have enough people to make a team for like basketball, you need a lot. But there's also options to register as like a free agent on IM leagues, which is a really cool part of it. So that if we can put you on another team that needs some people, so we can connect you even if you don't have a whole roster of friends to do it with.
Awesome. Free agency. Love it. Yeah. Talk of the sports world. Yeah. Talk of the sports world, that one.
No NIL and IMs yet.
No. Yeah, we're not doing that
yet.
That's next year.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you spending some time with us and chatting and appreciate all the work that you both do. It's hard work, but it's very thankful that we have it here at Auburn, and it's really awesome stuff. And then, enjoy your final semester, man. I don't want to, again, enjoy it.
Yeah, we don't got to keep bringing it up.
Okay. The last time, I promise. Well, I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you guys for listening. We'll be back again next month with more members of the Auburn family to talk and have a great conversation. And until then, see you around. War Eagle.
War Dem Eagle.
War Eagle.